All right, we're okay.
All
So
right,
now we're live after we've had a 5 minute
let's back that
conversation.
conversation up. Back that
Yeah.
conversation up good 30 seconds. So you're saying Happy Friday. You're saying on the Simper Ruck stuff to pick up from last week. You launched, you went live, getting some traction. Freaking love
Yeah.
it.
So I think what we talked about last week is that I shared with you my content engine and that everything
Hmm.
that I envisioned that I tried to do 2 years ago, it was like when Chat GPT first came out, wasn't possible
Yeah.
because that's where we had to dial in NAN and we had to pull in Zapier. There was like a third party. And I believe that's what we spoke about last week. But where I'm at now is that I implemented my content engine. And just for context, I record a video when I'm out rucking. I put it into a folder. I have a skill built in Claude Code. I just have to say execute. So there is a manual thing. It's not autonomous. I have to execute to let it know that there's a file in that folder. It'll pull the folder. It'll transcribe it. It'll cut out any dead area of more than 3 seconds, just like Descript will. It will take that transcription. It will run through it to make sure I'm not saying wanna or till or just the abbreviate. It'll clean up everything. It'll
Right.
eliminate the duplicates because sometimes I'll repeat myself only because I'll cut. I won't cut the camera, but I'll just repeat what I was going to say. And so there's sometimes some back to back stuff. So it'll clean that up. So everything Descript does. But then it will actually go through and cut it. And on each cut, it does a zoom pop. So you see it zooming out. It'll transcribe, it'll put captions in on it. And the most recent update was the captions now highlight as you're doing like karaoke. So all of that happens without my intervention. And then it will go to Go High Level because there's an API with Go High Level into the sub account, and it will start setting. It'll schedule Instagram, TikTok. TikTok, I have almost 1,000 subscribers. It will schedule them all out, and what I'm doing is it's at 4 a.m. each morning to each one of the platforms. It also drafts the post for me. As far as the long form content, I'm doing long form once a week. And so that's every Saturday at 7 a.m. And that's based off the vidIQ. Again, I'm not doing anything except recording the video and it's editing it. Now, I am watching the video before, once it posts up there and it's ready, I watch it. And then I do
Hmm.
have to go back and I'm still dialing in the skill to make sure that it's getting better.
Yeah.
But after the live goes, what it will do is it will actually take based off the content. You know what I had to do, Luke? Kind of pause there. I had it go through all of my sent items in my email box. So it learned the way I talk. So it reviewed all of my sent items and it started picking up the way I talk. Apparently I'm direct and I say hi everyone a lot. So it highlighted a lot of the things that I say. So it sounds mostly like me and I'll edit it. So after the long form posts on Saturday, a blog post posts that next day, but it uses the live YouTube page as the thumbnail of the hero banner on the blog post. So I asked it how much this is costing me, and it
Hmm.
says not including the $100 a month it costs for Claude Code. I'm probably going to have to upgrade to the $200 here pretty soon. I'm using it for a lot. Not including the subscriptions and stuff. I don't have to, but I'm going to be able to eliminate Descript. But it says conservatively, it's costing me about $5 a month to do all of this content, in tokens, all of
Hmm.
this content for the entire month, one a day. Everything that I just talked to is less than $5 a month on top of what my subscription base is. It's wild.
Love it.
So that was the back end content. What that did is that when you and I were talking last week, I was at about 35 subscribers on Semper Ruck. I'm now at 90. I think I said to you 95. Is that what I said to you? I can go
Yeah,
back
no,
to it.
it's wild the like
92.
how different type of content can perform. Like the video that you sent me the other day, like it's like very motivational, inspirational, large TAM,
You've seen
right?
it. That's right. I forgot that I sent that to
Yeah,
you.
large TAM. And so it's like I love that. It's like you see folks that are like posting like thirst trap type stuff, and you're like, god damn, it's getting like millions of views on this stuff. But yeah, no, it's super cool. I love it. There's something about just the rush of getting views where you're like, oh
It
man, that's
is.
addicting. That's addicting.
It is.
At least for me.
Yeah.
That's
No,
my
it is for me too.
personality.
Yeah, it is. It is for me too. Now, for what this has done for me, though, it Semper Ruck is an open field. I did, I stumbled into it, as you know. You know my background probably better than most, but this is just something that my history, my past, it just lined me up perfectly for this space. And this space is a growing space, and so there's not a whole lot of competition to it. So I'm sure that has a play to that has
Right.
a reasoning to the attention, I guess. What I'm going to do now, and this is going to sound like a broken record because you've heard it so many times, I'm going to start previewing property. But because I have I know, right? Meh, meh, meh. But here's the thing,
Ah,
because I have this, honestly, all I have to do is go stand in front of the house, give my opinion, put it in a folder, launch the video, and it's dialed in.
the
Beforehand, there
yeah.
was, for every video, I don't think for every video, it's like an hour minimum. You put together a minute short, unless you're just going to go raw and just punch it up. But if you wanted to edit, you want to edit the audio, you want to take out the filler words and the gaps, and you want to do all of those things, you're into at least an hour.
Right.
And that's just not realistic for me. But I think it's
Yeah.
realistic now.
Realistic for a little side project. The I read something the other day or saw something. I don't recall where it came from, but it was shocking. Like 51% of home buyers go on YouTube to look at like neighborhood type stuff. 51%. Um
So NAR says, and that statistic that you're doing is that 51% of all home buyers, they start their home search online. So it's no longer going to mom, dad, uncle. It's they start it online.
no, this was YouTube.
Well, YouTube's
It
interesting
was
because
specific, they specifically cited YouTube.
YouTube is the one platform that transcends all demographics.
Yeah.
It's like 90% used across all age demographic, across all employee. Like if anyone's going to build something, you're foolish not to build on YouTube first. That's my take on it. I'm sure others will have a different opinion. That's my take on it.
Yeah, I think
But the
I
great
we
thing
were
is with what I built is I'm building YouTube. At the same time, I'm using that content to do Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
yeah.
And I have a leadership portion that's starting to do, it's different on LinkedIn because it's just doing more of a leadership post. And you're going to start seeing every morning like a motivational post that goes on, just a pic, how you have a picture and then a quote, and then it
Yeah.
has a post underneath it. So I'm running everything through Go High Level Social Planner because there's an API to that. Works
Hmm.
great. But I have a direct API into YouTube. So I'm using YouTube's
Okay.
direct Google um, API directly into YouTube. And then for LinkedIn, I'm using my Brett Matt Surasub account to post things in LinkedIn. The thing about LinkedIn though is that once you post, what my brain said to me, I call him, I think I told you this, I call him Chief. What Chief told me is that you have to go in within an hour or two and post your first comment. And that,
Mm,
so it automatically posts the blog, the post, and then you go in manually and you paste things. So what I did is he created the post for me and put it into a Google Doc. And so every day I just copy paste. So there's some manual stuff to it.
okay. But that's, I mean, I think that like people, people get so caught up in this like automate everything and like, yeah, but no, right? Like there's such a like an element of human in the loop. I mean, I've been, pounding I'm the, biggest proponent of like systems and processes and streamlining and efficiency and stuff, but um yeah, there's just so much value in taking that 2 seconds to like skim something, copy paste, even if it's that, if it's that, right, where you're like looking at things, cruising through, you're like, I'm gonna change this like one little line here. But that's a good refinement process, that loop there.
I sent a message to you about how to do the green screen behind the vertical thing because I want to do that
Mhm.
with my app. Still haven't figured out an easy way to do that, even though you sent that to me. I'm just like, there's got to be an easier way. But you made comment in there, and you're like, I just sent it to my what'd you say, your video girl,
Yeah.
your VA, and what I had sent back to you is I'm like, well, that position, those days are numbered because to your point, there still needs to be manual intervention, but it's a high level. It's something that you have to do in order for that engagement to work. But
Right.
on the back end of that, 2 years ago, when I first went down this path trying to figure out how to do it, you had to have manual intervention.
Yeah.
And I would say even if I put it on autopilot, this would pass your test of good is good enough. I think
Right.
80% it would pass through it. If I just went on autopilot where it's dialed in right now, 80% is good enough. I just want to know that if someone were to say, "Hey, I like your posts," because I do get face to face with people, then I know what the hell I'm talking about. That I know what's going out
Right.
because I got all of that live content that I was creating for Semper Ruck, dude. I got 18, I think it said 18 weeks of content just queued up, so I could just stop now and go on vacation. I'm still okay. I'm not going to,
Yeah.
but and I would say that with all the content that we've done, if it just went off of me and then you just did you, I would say that we have a tremendous amount of audio. The downfall is though, YouTube only saves the videos at like 300 DPI. So a lot of our old content is going to be lower res and it's going
Yeah.
to be horizontal. It's going to be, 19:6 as opposed to 9:16.
Yeah.
And but it's still there. The audio would be good and such. But I'm going to go down that path the next go around, and I think it's going to be cool.
We might need to do a deep dive systems, kind of walk you through more of a nerd out session, screen share.
Yeah,
Um, so are you using Claude Code or Cowork for your
I'm using
taking
Claude
photo?
Code.
Okay.
So Claude Code is that one thing that does everything that Cowork does and then more.
Right.
And I would use Claude Code if I was uncomfortable with like Terminal or VS Code. If you want something, if you want the GUI, the user interface, if you want that to look pretty and be able to use, and I think that's probably where most people are at
Yeah.
to check their email and such, very standardized things. Coworker's way to go. But the way I have it set up is I have my Mac Mini at home and I remote desktop into that through Chrome. Remember how I discovered that like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago? I remote desktop into that, and so I have three screens in my so I have my server, I have Chief on this screen right here.
Right.
And I have one file called Brett COC, Brett Command Operation Center, COC.
Yep.
And everything that I do is underneath that. And so I have one file open. It uses Obsidian to be my second brain, so it wikis everything. And everything that I do, all of my emails. I have Chief on my mini. It has access to my emails to read and write. He has a rule that if he writes an email, it just goes into draft. It doesn't get sent.
Right.
But he has access to log all of the stuff. And when I'm in outside of it, I have a folder that just puts log on there. And so every hour on the hour during the workday, Chief will actually evaluate my drafts and log information in there. And it checks everything that I send, because if I'm sending from it, it's logging the information in there into my second brain. So at any given time, like this conversation that you and I are having,
Yeah.
after this, I'm taking the transcription, I'm putting it into Claude Code. I'm going to say log. It's going to index it, notate it, put that into the second brain, so that anytime when you and I have a conversation, we're like, oh, you remember that time when this, that, the other? I can just ask Chief and it just pops it up. So my
Yeah.
efficiency, my efficiency has gone to has 10x over the last month because of this
Yeah.
system that I had set up. I'm searching the internet through that. I am creating content through that. I am creating presentations through that. I have a skill and a template that it uses, so it punches out the PowerPoint templates. Again, 80%. It's not.
Right.
There still has to be manual intervention, but for that 2 hours of design, that's good. It has my own brand guidelines for me personally that I use. That for the Brett Matt Surratt has the Semper Ruck brand guidelines, so it stays within everything. Um, but I bought back a lot of hours on such that event that I'm planning. I
Yep.
have I have 30 sessions across 5 rooms, and there's like 4 main tracks. So what I did is I put it in there and I said they can't overlap on each other, and so it punched out a recommended room assignments on where it
Hmm.
goes. Dude, that would have taken me a full
Right.
day to just map this out. And there's still time that I have to do, but it eliminated 80% of the work, because now I can just go in and just fine tune it. And it's all
Like,
from and it's all from I don't have to close one thing to open another. And it remembers everything. Unlike Claude AI, it only remembers the conversation. It remembers everything because
yeah,
and it's all backed up as I use GitHub to back everything up too.
I like that. That's one of the challenges I find uh, going desktop, or I mean browser based, like the projects like within Claude, they're siloed, so it's not that file hierarchy that you have set up with your command, which is just infinitely valuable to be able to cross reference stuff, because you're context switch often, but like also, hey, there's it would be nice to have all this information that I just discussed in this other project
Yeah.
like
Yeah, and
to
it will pull
to bring
out
into this.
when the transcription happens, the skill, it'll pull out the things that I've committed to do, and it
Hmm.
puts it into a now markdown file. So every
Yeah.
morning I I ask for a morning brief, and it comes down. I'm like, okay, well, this is everything. This is everything you have to do. These are things coming up, and then excuse me, and then I've created a cloud on my mobile. It's a terminal app. Actually, it's Cloudflare. It's like Cloudflare. Can't remember what it is, but I have an app that dials directly into it, and so I can now issue commands
Mm,
and get information from the second brain directly from my mobile. Not that
okay.
great. It's good enough. It's better
Yeah.
than going to Claude AI.
Right. That's cool. I like that.
We both knew there was a time where I was just going to hit this terminal velocity, and I'm just going to nerd out on it.
Yeah, I'm happy to be a part of that, helping nudge you along on that.
Well, we got to get your content engine set up next. So,
Yeah,
um,
I gotta streamline mine. I mean, mine's still very human in the loop. I mean, it's efficient. We get, good edited videos up, consistently. Um, but yeah, streamlining things a little bit more
well, what did you
would
think
be.
about the Semper Rec video that I sent you?
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah. So it took me all of uploading it and it punched it out, including rendering time in 5 minutes.
I would literally just repost that every single day. Have you tried trial reels on Instagram?
No.
Okay,
But now that you brought that up,
take that
trial
video,
reels.
take that video, um, to Instagram, have it recreate that video with some slight variations, like 100 of them. And then every
Okay.
day go post it on trial reels. Trial reels just goes out to new audience every day, and it's gonna look so like your banger videos that you have, like anything that's outsized, you put on trial reels and it will just only new people. um and I you can repost the same video like with some very slight variations to it, and
Yeah.
it's like a new video to Instagram.
Dude, that's okay. So watch
I
this.
mean,
Chief,
literally just
everything that
repost,
Luke
repost, 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 repost. Yeah.
so Chief,
Chief.
everything that Luke just said, research that and let's implement that. So now I'm going to take the transcript of this, put this in there, and that's going to be part of the to-do list.
Perfect.
All right. I'll let you know how it goes next week. So we're at time.
Cool.
All right, man.
Let's get it,
Have a
my
good
man.
day. Bye.